out the same halftime speech you gave last night?
No. No, it was. We were in that same position down. I think I was told that's the first time in team history that we've been down and have come back in consecutive games. We're setting records.
What was Luka and Kyrie able to do down the stretch? I know they combined to score you guys last 13 points of the game.
Yeah, I think we've said this before that it does work, and it takes time. And I think it's just playing, and we're getting Luka's causing a problem, getting a double team. Kai's benefiting from it. Grant's benefiting from D-Live, D. Jones. Everybody's benefiting from Luka, but also Kai's, being able to play the pick and roll with those two, and then being able to get the mismatch, and Luka being the quarterback to being able to score it or being able to find the open guy. And I thought, again, in that second half, when you look at the turnovers in that first half, we had some, careless turnovers, and we knew if we can just take care of the ball, we were going to get looks. But again, I think that third quarter we came out on both ends, and I think our defense, set the tone for us on the offensive end tonight.
I know Olivier had 2 early foul plays in the first quarter, but in the third quarter he came out and had 2 3-point plays. How was those plays able to get you guys back in the game?
Yeah, he was in foul trouble, and that's going to happen, and he's gonna get better as we go forward. But again, being able to he got great hands, and being able to finish with the fouls and knock down the free throws was big, because we're down and we're fighting. And I think it just helps with the perimeter when you have someone like D-Live that can catch and finish. Then it just opens up everything. Again, he's going to make some mistakes, but I thought he did a great job. I thought the small ball with D. Jones at the 5 was good for us tonight. As much as we tried it in Denver, it didn't quite work. But again, I thought the rebounding and holding those guys to, I think, 1 for 16 from the three-point line in the second half was big for us.
Obviously, you guys were working on a second night of a back-to-back, and is there anything that you had to say or felt like you needed to say regarding, overcoming tired legs or fatigue?
It's game 6. I don't know if you're tired yet. I think when you look at, it could be easy where Luka or Kai could, take the night off because it's back-to-back. But those are our leaders. Those guys went out there and played at a high level, and I thought the rest of the team did the same. But we're just taking one game at a time. We had a back-to-back. Everyone played. Everyone participated. Put us in a position to win. And so now we got a day off to regroup, and now we got a homestand with Toronto and I think the Clippers, and so we're just going to take one game at a time.
Coach, Kyrie averaging nearly 8 assists per game in the early going here, taking fewer shots than he did last season to start. What has his kind of chemistry been like with Luka? You can see after he dishes the rock to Luka, he hits a 3, gets really excited, taps him up at half court. Like, what's that look like, that development with Kyrie, just being more comfortable with Luka, sharing the basketball a little bit more?
Yeah, I think it's just time. When you look at, Kai, 21 and 10 and 7, rebounds, he's doing everything for us. And he's, he fits with Luka. They're playing extremely well off of one another. It's seamless, and they're having fun. And you brought up the excitement. Kai's excited when Luka does something, and vice versa. Luka gets double teamed. Kai's wide open for an open 3. And so their job is to make the game as easy as possible for one another, and you can see that right now.
Coach, early on the shot wasn't falling, but it made me think of something that your old teammate, Vince Carter's high school coach, told me, Coach Brink. He said, BTLT, do the little things.
Yeah.
And it looks like you guys are doing the little things, and eventually when the shot falls, everything clicks. Is that kind of what you stayed early on?
Yeah, I think when you talk about the fall the shot didn't fall for us last night in the first half, and we're down 12. And I think the guys are starting to understand that we can play defense, and they showed that tonight on the back-to-back, and doing the little things, helping one another on the defensive end, rebounding the ball, and then I think our pace, again, we've been talking about it. We want to play faster. And I thought Timmy, I know the play, it won't, be a big one, but to be able to get the rebound and Timmy be able to drive it where they had to call a timeout, I think, really helped us. Timmy was great tonight. Josh, Hardy, everyone who's playing is doing a really good job for us. But it's the little things, and those guys will say that in that locker room.
Coach, there was a little bit of physicality from the Mavs team. Was that a plan in the second half to continue attacking the paint due to all these hard fouls to kind of get a stop? And that's when you guys kind of like went over in the game.
Yeah, the game is going to be physical, and so for us, we've seen this, and if we're not physical, we tend to, we're on the other side of that loss, and so we've been talking about that as a team, that we can be physical. We don't have to be '90s basketball, but you can be physical and do it at a high level and be consistent with that, and that will help your defense, and you can see that tonight in the second half. It's probably the best that we've played defensively. And that group in that locker room told on themselves that they can also play defense as well as play the offensive end.
Yeah, Coach, Tim mentioned after the game just some venting at halftime and some of the vets stepping up and saying things. It's one thing to come from coaches, but how nice is it when the other guys are keeping each other accountable?
Yeah, again, Smooth, Markieff isn't going to, be the headline, but he has done an incredible job for us on the bench. His voice, being able to not just cheer, but to keep everyone calm. We got a lot of guys that can play. A lot of guys are showing their patience, and so that just shows that we are becoming a team that can, be patient, wait our turn, and then when we do get our chance, to be ready. And so it's great. Timmy did. He felt like he needed to say some things. He did, and then I think I said to him in the locker room after the game, like, he got the tee, and for me, I trust that he was trying to get himself going, and so when he got the tee, no one was upset. It's on him to respond, and he did a great job.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks.
Tim, what did you guys do that in the third quarter? You were down 12 at the half, and y'all started about 16 in the third quarter.
I think for the most part, just make sure we locked in on the game plan. Made sure that we made them just take more contested shots, collapse the paint a little bit more. A lot of their shots were coming in the paint in the first half, so just try to do a better job of just playing with a little bit more energy and resistance, and yeah.
You guys lead the NBA in clutch victories with 6 now. What is it about this team that when the games get tight, you know how to get yourself out and get a win?
I think we're the trust in the chemistry, and also the accountability is at a high right now. We got hit in the mouth in Denver, but I think for the most part, last year we wouldn't be winning these type of games, so especially back-to-back. So just right now it shows that we trust one another out there, but we also hold each other accountable, and guys listen and go out there and fight for one another.
Tim, I guess we're hearing that you, at the post-game interview, you said several guys stepped up at halftime, and that you might have been one of them. Can you kind of...
No, I was listening.
You were listening?
Yeah.
Can you kind of describe to us?
Yeah, so just halftime, just just when you're having the first half like we did, just came in there, veterans, just as Keith, S. Dot, Seth, D. Jones, Kai, just guys just stepping up and just speaking up and just letting everybody know that it was another half, another full half that we have of basketball. Just go out there, follow the game plan, execute everything that we need to do. Just play hard, play aggressive, trust one another out there, and let everything else speak for itself, basically. Anything else? Yeah.
The offense in the fourth quarter of the last couple of games has had a lot of success playing out of double drag screens. As someone who's often the screener, like the first screener, what do you like about the options that creates with Luka as the ball handler?
For me, it's can't give you everything. But it's just knowing personnel. I'll just keep it at that. Knowing personnel, knowing who's guarding me, knowing who's guarding Luka, knowing who's guarding other people out there on the floor. Because it could be anybody in that situation. But it tends to, both guys up there could tend to be able to shoot the ball. One of them got a roll, but I just can't give you too much. Just know that you just got no personnel while you're out there in one or two of those screeners.
Sure. And then in the two-man game between Luka and Kyrie in the clutch, the last couple of games, that's had a lot of success as well. What have you seen from those two guys as that's developed?
I mean, nothing much to say. You just got to pick your poison. I mean, you got two of the best out there on the floor in a pick-and-roll situation. Kai can set the screen, Luka can set the screen. Whoever got it going has the ball. Pick your poison. And us other three guys, just tried our best to make their job easier when they kick it out to us to knock down a shot or make a play.
Tim, you've got 3 games with 20-plus points off the bench this season. Can you talk about just like your level of confidence in being that 6th man for this team and really coming in and scoring the basketball?
Yeah, first and foremost, it's accepting that role. Look at you, that's a fine. I'm just kidding. That's a fine in our locker room. No, I'm just kidding. But 6 man, it's first and foremost, it's accepting the role. And second is going out there, being aggressive and having that mindset that if the first group got it going, keep that pace going. If the first group doesn't have it going, then do your best to make a difference, to make that first group job a lot easier. But obviously I can't do a lot of this without, the 4 other guys that are out there on the court with me. We play fast, we're aggressive, we try our best to defend to the best of our abilities and just try to do our best to help the first group stay intact and keep the game close or extend the game.
Tim, I was just about to ask that. It seems like you have been effective in every situation you've been in. Do you feel like just being around the game at such a young age and just being influenced in that end has kind of helped you understand the game at a different level?
Yeah, just having a Hall of Famer as a father definitely helps. One call away, ask him for advice. He's not a coach, No, if I need him to be a coach, I'll let him be a coach. But there's a lot of times where I tell him, I need you to be my pops, and he understands that, and that eases me out a little bit to go out there and do my thing and gives me that confidence to go out there and execute and be the player who I am.
Appreciate it.
Tim, did you see something when you were sitting on the bench? Because when you got in, you went straight to work, like no.
Throughout the whole entire game?
No, like the beginning of the game.
Oh yeah. I think just being around Coach Mose, he was our assistant coach since I got traded to the Dallas Mavericks, and then he got the job here, head coaching job here. So he knows all of our tendencies. He's been in the gym with us numerous amount of hours. I mean, we had so many conversations and interactions with one another that we kind of know what to expect defensively from him. But it's a cat and mouse game with him, and he's gotten the best of us the last couple of years. But it's just happy to get a win, finally, in their place. But the job isn't done. They still got to come back to Dallas and play a game there. So just looking forward to the opportunity and the challenge.
Thank you, Tim.